to you by Johnsonville Brats. Leading edge techniques and tackle designed to put more fish in your boat.
Growing up in Wisconsin, we had a lot of traditions. Johnsonville Brats, hunting, fishing. And when it came to fishing, a lot of us started in very small boats. And today, a small boat is still a real good option for many walleye anglers. The key is to pick out a boat that's got the right options in it, even though it's a smaller boat. So for this week's Johnsonville Brats Hot Topic, we're gonna go out on the water with Gary, and he's gonna show you the attributes in a small boat that's gonna make a good walleye boat for you.
I want to just take a second and explain some of the advantages that a 17 or a 16-foot boat can give you. The first thing that I would suggest is to look for a boat that has a relatively deep V in the front. That gives you the flexibility to fish river systems, fairly shallow water, but also you can musky fish, and the occasional trips to the Great Lakes to catch some of the great fishing action out there are entirely possible, especially with a 17-foot boat with a V that's big enough to handle rough water. The next thing we want to do is go to the transom, and I'll show you an area that's real important. The first thing that I think is important is the step down on this transom. Okay, this is situated so that you can add a kicker motor if you want to. A good kicker motor size would be a 6-horse, 8-horse, 10-horse motor. Bolts right on right here. You control slow with it, it works great. For a 17-footer, we're looking at anywhere from 90 to 115 would be the good horsepower range we should deal with. This is a 115 horse Optimax that's on here. I like to have a motor that's large enough so that when you load up with gear and multiple people, it gets you up out of the hole and you can actually move around in rough water easily. So I want to show you a few other features that I think are real important in a boat of this size. The first thing I want to talk about is the rear deck. This is a relatively new phenomena for smaller boats, but wow, what an advantage. It allows you to cast your partner to cast musky plugs, or if you're jig fishing, you can actually work the shorelines, get in an elevated position. Just an absolute great feature. When you're trolling, it acts as a great deck for all of your lures. Also, the storage that a rear deck gives you is phenomenal. We've got easy access to batteries, another live well. Then as we work our way forward into the boat, floor space is important. For me, if you can squeeze the most amount of floor space out of a small boat, that's a desirable characteristic. This boat in particular is extremely wide, but yet it has flat gunnels. Great for mounting rod holders, okay, and I think that's a real important feature. Nice deep compartments for storage. As we work our way forward even more, rod locker storage. A lot of room to store your rods, just exactly like the big boats have. Front decks are really important because this is an area, this is your workstation as the owner of the boat. You're going to be doing a lot of your jig fishing, your trolling motor work, your bottom bouncer fishing off this front deck. If you're a musky fisherman, in many cases, you're going to be on the front deck when you're doing your casting. In a boat like this, front decks are a lot of storage. This one actually has an extra live well, but essentially this front deck area has to be adequate. So when you put it all together, for versatility, for maneuverability, fishability, these class of boats rock.